My brothers and sisters in Christ, today's video reflection continues on the readings from the Imitation of Christ by Thomas A. Kempis, resuming today with Book 3, Chapter 20, titled, On Acknowledging Our Own Infirmities and the Miseries of This Life. The disciple says, Lord, I will acknowledge my sin before you and confess my instability. Often some trivial thing depresses me, leaving me dull and slow to do good works. I resolve to stand firm, but at the slightest temptation I am set back. Sometimes from a mere trifle a grievous temptation arises, and just when I feel sure and think I have the upper hand, suddenly I am almost overcome by the least thing. Therefore, dear Lord, see my wretchedness and my frailty, which are best known to you above all others. Have compassion on me and deliver me from sinking into the mire of sin, that I may not stick fast in it. But this is what disturbs me and often confounds me in your sight, that I am so prone to fall and so weak in resisting my passions. And though I do not give in to them altogether, yet their assaults are troublesome to me, so that I am wearied by the daily conflict. Yet I know such conflict is not at all unprofitable to me, for by this I see my infirmities better, and understand that such evil fantasies rush in upon me more easily than they depart. Would that you, most powerful God of Israel, the lover of all faithful souls, would look upon the sorrow and struggle of your poorest servant, and come to my assistance in all that I must do. Strengthen me, O Lord, with heavenly fortitude, so that the old enemy, the devil and my wretched flesh, not yet fully subject to the Spirit, may not prevail over me. For it is against them that I must fight continually during this wretched life. And what kind of life this is, where troubles and miseries are never wanting, and everywhere there lurk snares and enemies. For as soon as one temptation or trouble goes away, another comes. And while the first struggle is still on, many others suddenly rise up unexpectedly. How then can this life be loved, which is so full of bitterness and subject to so many trials? How can it even be called life, since it brings forth so many deaths and spiritual plagues? Yet it is loved, and many seek all their pleasure in it. The world is often blamed for being deceitful and vain, yet it is not easily given up, especially when the desires of the flesh take hold. Some things lead us to love the world, others to despise it. Those things that lead a person to love the world are sensual desires, the enticements that lure the eyes, the pride and riches, but the pains and miseries that follow them breed a hatred of and disgust with the world. But, sad to say, a little pleasure dominates the minds of the worldly, driving out of their hearts all heavenly desires to such an extent that many imagine that joy is to be found in living under such sensual pleasures. That is because they have neither seen nor tasted the sweetness of God and the inward joy of virtue. But those who utterly despise the world and strive to live under holy discipline experience the heavenly sweetness promised to spiritual persons. They also see the errors of the world and how it is deceived in so many ways. May God bless you all.